With the installment of the 0-hour mission in Destiny 2, we learn that some pretty pesky Fallen are beginning to make their way back into the depths of our city. Now if you think about this has happened before with the Kel Scourge back in the Black Armory, taking up camp in one of the old Red War craters for example. But today we're going to talk about how the House of Devils have returned, who their new leader is, and how Siva may be involved for both Fallen and our Guardian. So the new secret mission called 0 Hour begins where we left off at the tower during the Red War. If you remember, we played through and all through the hangar, through the plaza, made our way to this area right here where Amanda Holiday swooped us up to take us to the command ship. But this time around, before we would step foot in that tower, we needed to find a Fallen transponder and activate 6 of its nodes. Now if you haven't played yet or haven't had a chance to do this secret new quest, the transponder was found on Titan in a secret room next to a Shrieker. Now I believe to open this door you would have needed to complete the Enemy of My Enemy adventure on Titan, which was a part of the Rat King quest. No specifics on whether you needed to kill or leave Mithrax alive or not, I just think you needed to complete that adventure. So after picking up that transponder, we decided to decode it and pick up 6 of the nodes hidden in lost sectors across the system. 4 of these were in the EDZ, which was pretty easy to find, and 2 of them happened to be over on Nessus. Shortly after activating all these nodes, sort of decrypting it all I guess, you could visit the farm and were able to access the section under the hangar as it was opened a couple of months ago. Now this is the weird thing, ever since Destiny 2 came out and we've been able to explore the farm, we're like, wait, why is this door open when there's a barrier here? Are we supposed to go down here now? Is it going to open sometime in the future? We didn't really know. But just over a couple of weeks ago, maybe around the time that the Season of the Drifter released, this area was open for a little bit and you can kind of explore down here if you'd wish. There was nothing to do, it was just kind of a blacked out area with some props, but the thing is, it was open now. We then fast forward a little bit to last week when this new quest unlocked and we would be greeted by a secret Fallen captain decked out in some cloth and garments proposing a secret mission to us. So upon accepting this mission, we would head to the old tower and recover a Siva infused weapon that a new Fallen gang had stole from the Cryptarch Vaults. Now luckily we killed them and were able to acquire it back, but that whole situation could have been a disaster. So this is pretty cool for a couple of reasons. First, we have the Mithrax part of it. Mithrax, or better known as Mithrax by the human people of the solar system, was once a part of the House of Dusk, or the Purple Fallen. As we know from discussing them many times before, this whole group is about surviving together. All these Fallen abandon their banners, their flags, their old houses to join together and try and save what remains of their race. This was the same case for Mithrax. He would do things like trying to get the reactor back on Titan, scavenging these Golden Age ruins looking for ether and rewards, and so on. But Mithrax was different because he had a connection with humans and even an Awoken, as he was captured by Zur Ido in the past when he was known as just Mithrax. So back then, Mithrax and the Awoken became friends, and after many years passed, he got tired of these old Fallen ways and broke off to do his own thing. Now many Destiny 2 cards mention him and even state that he was a third member, a part of a Guardian fire team infiltrating some sort of vault in the past, giving us the hint that he wanted to become part of the light. We then have the interesting lore card added within Season of the Drifter that explains the current Fallen leadership. Varix is the Kel of the House of Judgment and plans to rebuild his crippled species. Fikrul is still an issue because he continuously comes back to life. Mithrax created the House of Light, and someone named Aramis who built the House of Devils once more. But Mithrax ends up helping us out in this mission. We see him at the tower and he actually joins us in the adventure itself just for a couple of seconds at the beginning and end. So we know that Mithrax created this House of Light and wants to partner and ally with the Guardians and the city. This can be seen because 1, he's at the farm, and 2, he's helping us out in this mission trying to stop the new Devils. Speaking of those new Devils, let's talk about them next. So this rogue group of fallen raiders snuck into the tower to try and reclaim Outbreak or Siva for their own means. Now this could be a hint for Season of Opulence aboard the Leviathan, but if it's not that, it's probably creating some sort of setting for future fallen battles for sure. Within different encounters, waves, and even the boss, we can see them labeled as blank of Eramis, meaning that these enemies follow Eramis, who as mentioned resurrected the House of Devils. In case you weren't too familiar with these fallen back in Destiny 1, they are the ones who roamed the Cosmodrome with the red banners, and even infected themselves with Siva during Rise of Iron.
Stand with me, Guardian. It is time to avenge my brothers and sisters. Prove yourself worthy, and the Iron Lords will rise again.
VIP number 2029, a once known personality known as Eramis, or Eramis the Ship Stealer. A House Devil's Baroness incarcerated during the Wolf Wars, she successfully fled the Prison of Elders during the mass escape orchestrated by Mithrax. Number 2029 is a classical fallen pirate of the old ways, vicious, uncompromising, and possessing cunning of the highest degree. Field reports indicate that she is rallying violent dissidents to reconstruct House Devils from the ground up. This agent believes her to be the most viable candidate for universal fallen unification and would urge the Vanguard and other interested leadership to aggressively prioritize her destruction. So this is very interesting for sure. Eramis recreated the House of Devils and wants to jump on the opportunity of acquiring Siva once again. I mean, we've seen what they've done with it in the past with Rise of Iron, the whole Wrath of the Machine raid, and so on. So if they acquire this stuff again, it could be pretty dangerous. They would just have to figure out a way to sort of weaponize it once more. We do know that Siva is super powerful and has tons of capabilities, so it would make sense that they're trying to go after this thing again, and why Mithrax, an ally with the House of Light, would want us to stop them. Now in terms of Siva in Destiny 2, we haven't seen much besides the Outbreak quest itself. Originally in the gameplay reveal though, we did see a very different description of the Exodus Crash Strike, which is the one on Nessus. One that would have had involved us stopping Siva Corrupted Fallen aboard this Golden Age ship. We also have this concept art right here, which is of course the Exodus Black, with what looks like Siva strapped around it in the back there. So of course all of that was just a concept, could have been in development at some point, could have been in the game at some point, but didn't actually make it into the final version. This then brings up the question, will we ever see that stuff again, like maybe rehashed content in the past? Or this time is it completely out of the equation?
Tell me, did you see any sign of Siva when you traveled to Nessus? Ask that failsafe if you go back. I must know.
Node 9875A. File header, Siva project. Files locked behind Epsilon Theta encryption, A, D, and G. No decryption schema found.
Now some examples of this type of thing can be seen from back in Destiny 1. The European Dead Zone was supposed to be in the first game, the Dreadnought was supposed to be a part of the main story in the first game, and even a Mars social space for the Taken King. Now of course things either got scaled back to later releases or taken off the drawing board completely, but it's still interesting to think about. So Season of Opulence releases in under a month, and we're going to be heading back to the Leviathan for a possible patrol and who knows what other secrets. But when you think about this giant fish-looking ship, what comes to mind? I mean, we see this thing all the time when we're patrolling Nessus, as it's sucking up different things like Vex Tag, Vex bosses like Argos, and who knows what else. Could that Siva on board the Exodus Black have been sucked up by the Leviathan? Now of course I don't have the answers to that, but if that is true, then it looks like Outbreak Perfected was just a little tease. We'll find out very soon though. Anyway Guardians, that's all I got for today's video. Let me know down below what other mysteries and secrets you'd like to see in future videos, and I thank you very much for watching. Anyway, my name's Evade, and I'll catch you Guardians in the next one.